Hello students, and welcome back for another episode with your Project Lead the Way instructor, Mr. Spaeth. Today we are going to be making the train wheel, and this looks like a very tough part, but we can break it up into some pretty simple operations to make this pretty easily. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw this cross-hatched area, but notice there's a hole right in the middle. Now we could make that hole in there and it might seem easy. I'm just going to extend this cross-hatched area all the way until the center line, because that's where all my dimensions are based anyway. So I'm going to draw this cross-hatched area with a little bit of extra on there, knowing that I'm going to have to extrude that hole later on. So we're going to start off with a line that's 1 inch long, then we're going to go down 0.25, and then we're going to go back over 0.25, the difference between 1 and 0.75. We're going to go over 1 inch, up 0.25, and then all the way back in another 0.25. Okay, so go into Inventor, make sure your project path is set. If it's not, go to Projects, click on your terrain project. Next, we're going to open a new file, another part file, and start a 2D sketch. This time, I am going to draw it on my XZ plane. Right? So I'm going to start my line. Like I said, I was going to start with a line that was 1 inch long, and I was going to go down 0.25, over another 0.25, in halfway, which I can just kind of drag my line over and see it, over another 1/2 inch, down so it's centered right there. I'm just going to snap these lines over. Real quick and easy. You know, it doesn't look exactly like our picture yet. We need to make our circle. And then after we're all done, we're going to have to extrude this circle out of there. So my circle is real easy to make. Grab your circle, find the midpoint, and then snap it to the outside, and then just kind of trim the stuff off you don't need. And then I'm just going to make this line right here a construction line, just so it doesn't rotate with everything else. From here, I'm going to grab my fillet command, because as you'll notice, it says radius 0.0625 typical, and it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 radiuses that I need to make 0.0625. So fillet 0.0625. Once you see the fillet starting, you just got to click. There it is. And sometimes you just got to click one line and click the other line, and there they are. Click OK. So that should be it. Hopefully your picture looks like this one. We're going to finish it up, and if you did everything right, your profile should show up. We're going to choose our axis line to be this one. So as we rotate everything around, there we have the makings of our wheel. I'm just going to rotate it over. Next, I'm going to put that hole right in the middle. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch, find that surface, and if you take a look at our drawing, that hole is dimensioned at the bottom picture, and it says a diameter of 0.28 through. So I'm going to start with a circle, 0.28 diameter. If you're on radius, make sure you right-click off of that and grab a diameter. I'm just going to cut away all and OK. And there we have the makings of our wheel. We're very, very close. All right. The next thing I want to make are these holes in here. Now notice we can use our rotate command, our circular command, sorry. And this kind of tells us we're going to use a pattern, but we first need to make one in order to then pattern it around the whole thing. So in order to do that, it looks like they go to the back, and they're showing us the back right now. So maybe that's the easiest way to do it. And then we're just going to make some circles, because it shows us an inner diameter for this portion and an inner radius and an outer radius. And then we're just going to draw some lines that have certain angles to them. And we're going to lock those in there and trim out our portion, extrude it, and then circle it around our whole part. So looks like we need a radius of 0.625 and a radius of 0.375. So I'm just going to go to the back of my part, start a sketch on this face, make a circle, I want to say 0.625, and this was a radius. So I'm on diameter right now. I need to go to radius, 0.625. There's one, and 0.375 will be my next. Okay, and now I just need a couple lines. So I'm just going to draw something in there, click OK, and then draw another line in there, let's say right there, and click OK. And now I'm going to dimension them. So this first line was 15 degrees from horizontal. So I'm just going to grab, you know what, I should make one more horizontal line. Just going to put that out there. We'll make them construction lines later. But from here to here, I should have 15 degrees. And then the way it's dimensioned later is 30 degrees from that line up to the next one. So I'm going to grab a dimension again. From this line to this one should be 30 degrees. That was pretty darn close. All right, so now let's make this one. Let's make this one a construction line. And then let's grab our trim and trim out all that stuff we don't need. Okay, now it did grab our dimensions out of there, so we could put those back in there if we wanted them. I'm just going to delete the remnants of these lines here because we don't need those anymore. And then I'm also going to trim out the rest of our circles. So there we have it. There's just one portion that we're going to extrude and then make the rest of ours. There it is. We're going to cut it, go to all, and click OK. So let's look at our front now. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's keep with our back. There's our back. Now we're going to use our circular command. The feature we're going to grab is this one right here. Rotation axis, we're just going to grab this one. I need it 6 different times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and click OK. And there we are. Getting really close to being done now. The next thing I need to do is make this little feature, okay? And it looks like it's kind of right on the face, right in between these two holes. So I'm going to start a sketch right on that face. And then I'm going to start making some circles that are 0.7 inches away from my center line. So start a sketch. I'm going to start it right here. I'm going to draw one line over, make it horizontal, 0.7. I'm just going to make that a construction line right away. I'm going to make my first circle. Notice it's going to overlap a couple things. That's okay. That first circle, it looks like it has a diameter of 0.25. So we're going to need to grab a diameter again. So right-click in diameter, 0.25. Once we have that, even though it's hidden, we should be able to extrude it. There it is. We're going to extrude it out 0.375. Enter. All right. Now it does look a little bit big. And that's because it is, oh no, it does, no, it just looks a little bit big, but that's okay. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. So it's going to look that big versus our wheel. Let's see if this looks about the same. Yeah, about the same. Let's see. 0.375. Looks like we did our job. All right, we're just going to keep it as that, even though it looks a little bit off to what this is telling us. All right. The next thing that we need to do is go create a sketch on that new flat surface circle that I just made and make a 0.25 diameter circle 0.125 diameter circle, 0.125 extruded up. So create a sketch right here. We are on diameter already, so 0.125. I'm going to extrude that, 0.125. And then I think we're going to make another sketch right on top of that. Yep. This one's going to be a diameter of 0.0625 and then 1/4 inch deep. So we're going to cut away material. So 0.0625. Create a drawing right here. I'm just going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. 0.0625. Extrude, cut away material. And we're going to cut away 0.25, I believe it was. 0.25 deep. There it is. All right. That's everything to it. Now, I think I'm going to go back and change how deep this extrusion was because it looks a little bit big from what I see right here. But for the most part, that's what we're looking at. That's an easy fix to make. Let's instead maybe make this 0.3. Maybe that looks a little bit better. Okay. So any way you want to fix that up, that's just fine. But this is the basis of how we do our wheel for the Project Lead the Way Train project. I hope you had fun, and I hope you learned something. Come and join me again. Like, link, share, or subscribe, and we'll keep on having fun with Project Lead the Way with Mr. Spaeth. Thanks.